Everybody got a drink? Send me a toast. I don't need one. Hang on.
Yeah, you need a glass.
Special gift from the group, and I'll just keep it up. First off, obviously I was introduced, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rich Coppa. For those of you who do, you might call me Copa. You know, it's a little more fun to say. So basically, I want to thank Nick and Rachel for having me here, and Nick for asking me to be your best man. You know, the feeling's mutual. You know, you're my best man, so I really appreciate it. Over the years, I've known Nick and Rachel, especially Nick. You know, we've had a lot of fun. I think that's one of the main things that, you know, keeps the friendships and all these guys up here is everybody knows how to have fun, have a good time. And if you can tell by my voice, we've been having fun for a couple of days. So, I'd also like to say hello and everything to Nick's family. Some of you I've met. I had the privilege of going on a camping trip to Lake Berryessa with the family, and it was a lot of fun. I picked up another nickname at that point. Some like to call me Crash and Burn or Road Rash. You know, I got a little extreme. Me and Nick like to get a little crazy sometimes, and of course he's a smart guy, so he likes to have somebody else try it first. And fortunately for him, I tried it and it didn't work, so he decided that he wasn't going to do so. But I hope everyone is having a good time. I've been having a great time. All you ladies look beautiful. Rachel, you look beautiful. Nick, very beautiful. But I would have to say the one thing that I remember you know, most about Nick and Rachel is Rachel's cookies and cakes and all of her sweets that she likes to make. That was when they first started dating, and when she first started taking her classes. We used to hang out with Nick a lot. We'd be at his house, and she'd come back, and that's what I would always remember. She'd come back with cake or cookies or something that she had left, and I said, Nick, this girl's gonna come home every day bringing cake and brownies. Like, you gotta keep her. You know? And to this day, Rachel's still not disappointed. She still comes home, lets Nick play his video games. Let's play these little games, and she's making dinner, so that's definitely wife material. So anyway, I'd like to wish you guys a long, happy marriage, a good life, and when time comes to it, in a few years, I'm sure, have beautiful, great kids, and you guys will raise them well. And I'd just like to offer a toast to Nick and Rachel, wonderful bride and groom, to a long, happy, healthy life and marriage. Cheers! Thank you.
Nobody wanted to cheer me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next up is Nicole Sabranti.
Just in case you try to memorize it. But when I first met Rachel and we started becoming friends, I kind of thought of myself as Rachel's little project. She kind of took me in. She brought me to the gym for the first time. She made me get my eyebrows waxed for the first time. I think she had me going to Trader Joe's eating nuts and berries. And I think she even made me buy my first pair of jeans more than $50. So, even though I might have a little bit more expensive habits now, I want to let you know that I'm very honored to be up here and be your maid of honor, and that is priceless to me, so thank you. Okay, so we met in the dorms about 7 years ago, and Rachel didn't really stick around our dorm for very much because her roommates kind of sucked. So she was always elsewhere, but my dorm was right in front of the bathroom, and every now and then she would just tap on my door very lightly, say hello. She'd have a comb and a water bottle, and she would ask me to French braid her hair. And I never even really knew how she knew that I could French braid hair. Somehow she found out, and I would do it, and that's how we started to be friends. And then after that, we got an apartment together with our friend Nicola. And it was there that we decided that we were gonna have, we were kind of pranksters, we were troublemakers of the three of us. And I think Nicola might even have a little bit of resentment towards us for some of the things that we did. For instance, the first weekend that we actually moved in, we decided we were gonna throw a party. And we invited all of the neighbors because we didn't really know anybody, and which turned into the entire Sac State football team. Yeah. And we got a little rowdy. We had, I think, the security come in a couple times asking us to be quiet, so we decided to kick everybody out, which they did. And then later in the evening, a rock got thrown through our window one of those nights, and that wasn't so good. Got it fixed. But yeah, the second story that I have involved us. We thought we were clever, and one night, late at night, because Rachel's very crafty, we had a lot of puff paint. And we thought that we could go late at night and puff paint people's doors, random stuff. Where we hit Brian and Tim, and we had our love for the Oakland A's all over the doors. But it was so late that we didn't think that, right? That there was no way that they would know it was us. We thought we were clever, no big deal. We wake up in the morning with a note from Nicola saying, "Girls, open the door." Open the door. And all there is just chili beans, old fruit, toothpaste, everything just smeared all over the place. Thanks. It's really funny. So even though we had some wild times, it was also the same apartment that you met Nick. Yes. Kind of an embarrassing story, if you want me to tell it. Or we can just leave it alone. Neighbors thought that they would just let themselves in whenever they want, and because we were kind of friends, we had the door locked. Sorry, Mom, I know you like having the door locked. Had it unlocked. It was hot and summer day. Our air conditioning barely worked. We had like the vents open, like the actual ceiling like taken off. Rachel's blow drying her hair in her underwear and her bra, and didn't hear anything. So our neighbor, along with Nick and a few other fraternity brothers, came barging in, and I think that's where Nick was like, "Her, I want her." So even though that was their first meeting, it did take some time to win Rachel's heart. Took a little bit of time. And you know what? When I first met Nick, he's very mellow. He's a mellow guy. Rachel's kind of, all over the place. And I was just kind of like, how is this gonna work? I don't know. But then I met Charlene. And I knew that it was going to be just fine. Through the rest of our college career, they had their roller coaster, ups and downs in their relationship, but even through all of that, I always heard, it always went back to Nick. Nick this, Nick that, and she was just so happy and, just thrilled to have you in her life. And I knew your love was for real when Rachel and I graduated Sac State at the same time. Nick was still in school, and Rachel decided to pack up all of her stuff to pursue her career in San Francisco at the Culinary Institute. And even though they were, hour and a half, 2 hours apart, and working full-time, both of them, they still found time in between to see each other. And I thought that was very sweet. And that's how I knew that everything was going to be just fine. And even though that when they got together and they decided to move back to Brentwood, of course I was upset, a little sad, but I'm very happy that our friendship and our relationship is still very, very close. And when Rachel called to tell me that she was suspecting an engagement, she just couldn't be happier. And of course that was true, and I cannot believe how fast this year has flown. But of course now we're standing here in front of Mr. and Mrs. Frazier, so this is to Rachel and Nick.